significant or dramatic temperature variations in the week ahead.
I've been writing down your predictions. We'll check you out in about a month or so.
Oh, boy.
Well, you can make it 5 in a row if you're still keeping track of the Gopher football losses, that is. Tom Hanneman will have the details of the latest loss and today's play in the Girls State High School Tennis Tournament coming up in just a moment.
Here's a picture of my wife, except it's out of focus.
Nice.
And here's the Grand Canyon, but the exposure is all wrong. I don't know what happened to this one.
Tired of weak excuses? How about great photographs? With the Ricoh AF2, just push a button and it does it all. Loading, focusing, everything. There's even a built-in flash.
Now this magnificent portrait is of my wife. And this incredible sunset.
The Ricoh AF2. It does the work, you get the credit.
Saturday night at 8, Burt Reynolds stars as Private Detective Seamus.
Think you can buy me? I'll give you 10,000 to come up with the killer or the diamonds. You just bought me.
Burt never misses. Well, not with co-star Diane Cannon. Enjoy Burt Reynolds as Seamus. WCCO Television presents great entertainment. Saturday night at 8. Don't miss Seamus.
Well, Tom, everybody's been saying that the Gophers were battered, injured, having to play some folks who are not on the first string, and boy, it cost us today.
They proved it today, no question about it. The Gophers won the coin toss today, but not much else, as Michigan routs them 52-14. Minnesota has not beaten the Wolverines now in Ann Arbor since 1962. Michigan scored on 5 of its first 6 possessions today. They led 31-7 at half. The Wolverines literally ran all over the Gophers. Michigan piled up 374 yards on the ground. The Gophers managed only 47. Mike Hohensee did, at least statistically, enjoy a good afternoon. He hit 27 of 39 passes for 239 yards, but it was all for naught. So for the 5th consecutive year, the Little Brown Jug remains in Ann Arbor. The Gophers are on the road again next week, this time in Columbus, where they'll face Ohio State. So at this point, Michigan is certainly sitting in the driver's seat for the trip west to Pasadena. Illinois' hope for a Rose Bowl berth suffered a major blow in Iowa City today, where the Hawkeyes beat them 14-13. I'll tell you, these Hawkeye fans are really developing big heads about their team this year. Illinois, however, held all the cards in the early going of this game. Champaign Tony Eason went to the sky here and hooked up with Oliver Williams for the score, but the Hawkeyes came back to life in the second half and grabbed a 14-10 lead on this play in the 4th quarter. Chuck Long to Ronnie Harmon for 7. Tom Nickel, Iowa's backup punter, nailed down the win for Iowa with 33 seconds to go. Watch his punt, a 43-yard coffin corner kick that bounces out at the 1-foot line. Iowa 14, Illinois 13. The Illini are now 5-2 in the Big Ten. Iowa is 4-1. In other Big Ten games today, Wisconsin demolished Northwestern 54-20. Ohio State ran over Purdue. Michigan State won its first conference game of the year, 22-14 over Indiana. And we told you about Iowa's win this afternoon. Well, this was a day of upsets in college football, and one of the biggest took place in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, where Maryland and running back Willie Joyner upset North Carolina 31-24. Joyner rushed for a school record 240 yards against the nation's top defense. He also scored twice in the final quarter, including the game winner covering 84 yards. The Terps remain unbeaten now in the ACC. Coming up now then, this is how the top 10 fared today. Pittsburgh UC had no trouble with Louisville, but Stanford gave Washington all the trouble in the world. They beat the Huskies 43-31. Georgia, 3rd ranked, took Memphis State 34-3. SMU, no problem with Texas A&M. Arkansas dumped Rice. Nebraska creamed Kansas 52-0. Penn State, another rout over Boston College. Alabama downed Mississippi State. And North Carolina was upset by Maryland. Locally, it was St. John's in a squeaker, 70-8. Concordia defeated St. Thomas 42-29. Morehead State and Morris battled to a 13-13 tie. UMD shut out Bemidji State, and Mankato State was defeated by St. Cloud State 15-13. Well, there is no encouraging news to report at this hour on the NFL players' strike. Representatives of both players and owners were at the bargaining table in New York today. Day 40 of the players' walkout, and at this point, there is really no progress to report. Well, Elk River earned a berth in the state high school football playoffs with an 18-15 defeat of Irondale today. Kurt Otto to Scott Middlestad on a touchdown drive there for Elk River. a team that will meet Osseo now next Friday. Otto then rolled out to score, but the winning points came on a 22-yard field goal by Ricardo Turan with just 11 seconds remaining in this game. Irondale turned the ball over 7 times today. Experience in a strong baseline game gave Janet McCutcheon the edge for her 2nd straight Class A tennis title today. The Wayzata senior coming up in the near court gave Edina freshman Ginger Helgeson a loss in straight sets, 6-1, 6-3. McCutcheon became Minnesota's 4th schoolgirl to win back-to-back titles. In AA doubles, it was an all-Edina affair. Michelle Hauser and Stacy Husebo in the far court beat teammates Jamie Moe and Ann Bajurkin. In Class A earlier today, Darcy Kyle of St. Paul Academy beat Kim Burnett of Breck 6-3, 6-love. SPA won the team title on Thursday along with Edina. The doubles were also dominated by SPA with Carrie Stringer and Lindy Olson beating teammates Sarah Bullard and Kathy Paper. Our congratulations to everyone involved in this year's State High School Girls Tennis Tournament. And the Gopher hockey team worked a little overtime at Williams Arena last night, where they battled Wisconsin to a 4-4 tie. This, of course, was the conference opener for both squads, who are ranked among the top 5 teams in the nation. The Gophers opened a 2-0 lead in this game. Scott Bukestad takes it all the way here early in the 2nd period. But the Badgers countered for a couple goals of their own to knot things up before Bukestad scored again. Textbook passing coming up on this goal. Kurt Larson to Rick Erdahl to Bukestad, and bingo, the Gophers lead 3-2. Corey Millen upped that margin to 4-2 a few minutes later, but Wisconsin refused to let up. And to their credit, the Badgers rallied to knot things at 4 apiece. That was the extent of the scoring in this game, despite the fact that both teams skated through a 10-minute overtime period. Wisconsin dominated play in the extra session, and had it not been for some solid goaltender by Frank Pietrangelo, the Badgers would have won this match. Gophers and Badgers go at it again tonight, 7:30 at Williams Arena. North Stars are also in action tonight. They host the Philadelphia Flyers, Mike, an 8 o'clock start at the Sports Center.
All right, thank you, Tom. That'll do it for tonight's 6 p.m. report. We hope you'll join us again at 10, and good night, everyone.